to ask, before we allow some persons to run away, could you tell us about your most exciting day or your most memorable day at your current observatory, just so that people get a bit of the highs, maybe some of the lows of working at an institution like yours? Who will go first? TC?
Yeah, this eruption that we're experiencing, well, I'm not sure how much people know about the current eruption at Montserrat, but it has been stop-start. And there are times when I was not here to witness some of it. So for instance, most of phase 2 I would have not experienced, which was probably around from 98 till around 2000. I did not get to experience that. I saw some of the initial parts of it, but that was with a different set of eyes because I was fresh out of high school then, and I guess I couldn't grasp or appreciate what was going on. But I came back here and started working in 2006 in this job. And in 2010, there was a fairly large collapse. And it was a very violent collapse, not the biggest by volume, but very violent in terms of how fast it took place. And I think that was a very, I wouldn't want to use the word scary, but I was properly intimidated by the volcano on that day, because that was the first time I realized how small Montserrat was compared to what this volcano could have done. And I appreciated the fact that if it chooses to be a significant problem for us, it could. So I think that was a memorable day for me. February 2010, February 20th, 2010, when that collapse came down, because I guess I had the knowledge and the appreciation rather of what these volcanoes could do. And then that event basically solidified what was happening, for me at least.
Sure. Annalisa, your most memorable day?
Okay, I worked at the Observatory since 2009, when just the last flank eruption of Etna was finished. So I experienced a lot of summit eruptions and Etna, and all are very are great to see, to monitor, but it's not so maybe fortunately or unfortunately dangerous for people. Maybe the most memorable day for me was when I started working as permanent researcher. But unfortunately, it was a day when it was during a long weekend. So when there was the day before and the day after were holidays. So the observatory was almost empty. So no, it was memorable for maybe for days. Okay.
Cool. Sara?
Yeah, I'm afraid that all memories, they go back to eruptions somehow. So, because even here again, the last eruption was in 2014, 2015. It was a 6 months long eruption that originated from the Bardarbunga volcanic system, and I guess the most memorable day along these 6 months, it was when I realized that what I did for that eruption. So what I did indeed, I set up, I implemented the forecasting system the dispersal system to forecast the distribution of the SO2 cloud. At that time, the key hazard for the country was the SO2, pollution due to the SO2. It was quite abundant from the eruptive fissure. And for the first time in Iceland, there was a model like that running. And So I think it was memorable when I realized that I managed to do it, and that this tool somehow was eventually an important addition, and that somehow made a difference. I guess these things are important, just to feel that our contribution to the management of crisis, of volcanic crisis, is important. I mean, of course, we are a team, and all of us during an eruption are working on what we can do based on our expertise. But I guess, you know, as coming from abroad, being new in the country, and having to demonstrate that they did the right investment in calling me here, I guess it was, I think it was the most important feeling at that point.
Lovely. Charles, tell us about your favorite memory or your most memorable day.
You know, it also goes to an eruption. I was enrolled on 12th of December 2009, and a couple of, I guess, 2 weeks, on 2nd of January 2010, there a flank eruption started, you know, at Nyamulagira volcano, and this was my first time to see a volcanic eruption. And you know, as you can imagine, a flank eruption with all those huge fountains, you have gas coming out, and all the work that comes after to evaluate the impact on, you know, the crops, on, you know, to collect the rain samples, river samples, because, you know, around the volcanoes, there are communities, people who use rainwater for drinking, and, you know, we have to take care of all this. And personally, I understood what was the responsibility of a scientist working in an observatory. And, you know, this was in a forest, in a national park. And my first feeling, or let's say the second feeling, was to imagine if this could happen, you know, if we had a flank eruption of Nyiragongo inside Goma City. Was, you know, the first impression I had, and you know, I still keeping in my mind, and every time reminds me of our responsibility.